Every week, tune in, don't miss out on Zimwaves TV, where we talk and shout.
Welcome to Political Commentary on Zimwaves TV, where we dive deep into the often absurd and chaotic world of regional politics, wielding wit as sharp as a double-edged sword and sarcasm with enough bite to leave a mark. Today, we're turning the spotlight on SADC, that self-important regional bloc that claims to be the cornerstone of Southern African stability, but has recently proven to be more of a regional comic relief under the leadership of none other than Emmerson Mnangagwa. Yes, SADC has truly outdone itself by handing over its chairmanship to a man whose grasp of statesmanship hovers between wishful thinking and pure slapstick. Under Mnangagwa's dazzling guidance, SADC has devolved into a case study on how to take a once respectable regional body and turn it into a chaotic cocktail of negligence and interference. It's a circus where the main act isn't just the clown, but the entire management. First, let's set the scene in Mozambique. Picture this. Election day has barely wrapped up, and the ink isn't even dry on the ballots. Yet there's Mnangagwa, beaming with all the premature enthusiasm of a politician who's shown up too early for the after-party, congratulating the Mozambican president on a victory that hadn't even been declared. Was this an attempt at clairvoyance? A case of overzealous cheerleading? Or just another entry in his growing book of missteps? Whatever it was as cringeworthy as watching someone propose in public only to realize they've knelt in wet paint. But Mnangagwa's flair for poorly timed accolades doesn't stop in Mozambique. Oh no, he's taken his congratulatory tour to Botswana, South Africa, and now Namibia, sprinkling endorsements like confetti whether they're needed or not. It's as if he believes being the chair of SADC means he's the self-appointed DJ of electoral outcomes, spinning tracks no one asked for. Imagine hosting a party and finding that one guest who claps in all the wrong places. That's Mnangagwa, the eternal guest who's always 2 steps out of sync. Meanwhile, let's discuss what happens when SADC faces an actual crisis. Picture this. Tensions are rising, borders are strained, and regional peace teeters on the edge. And where is Mnangagwa? Likely perfecting his 1,000-yard stare or issuing a response so muted it makes a whisper sound like a shout. His passivity isn't just concerning, it's almost poetic in its ineptitude, like watching a weather vane on a windless day. And SADC, with all its member states that should, theoretically, be shouting for accountability, chooses instead to engage in its favorite pastime, synchronized silence. Let's now dive into the pièce de résistance of regional irony, Zimbabwe's great escape. Mnangagwa's domestic policies have been so spectacularly mismanaged that Zimbabwe's chief export is no longer gold or tobacco, but disillusioned citizens. This exodus has turned neighboring countries into unwilling hosts to waves of Zimbabwean immigrants seeking respite from economic policies that defy logic and sanity. South Africa, Botswana, Zambia, each country is bearing the brunt, stretched to capacity, while SADC looks on with the detached interest of a bored onlooker at a school play. If there's an emergency alarm ringing, SADC has chosen to treat it like background music. What should SADC do in the face of such obvious dysfunction? Well, any self-respecting regional body would have taken its chair to task, reminded him that leadership isn't just about handshakes and premature ovations, but actual, tangible action. Yet SADC seems to have collectively decided that their brand is best represented as the silent prop in Mnangagwa's political stage show. Perhaps they think that if they don't acknowledge the clown act, the tent will magically disappear. Spoiler alert, it won't. Instead, what we're left with is a SADC that is less a guardian of regional stability and more a cautionary tale, an example of what happens when inaction, mediocrity, and misplaced allegiance combine into a perfect storm. Mnangagwa will continue to misinterpret leadership, SADC will continue to mumble in the face of disaster, and the region will inch ever closer to becoming a fragmented, embarrassed bloc in shambles. Thank you for joining us on Political Commentary here on Zimwaves TV. If you enjoyed this no-holds-barred deep dive into the tangled mess of regional politics, be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more. Your support fuels our drive to pull back the curtain, expose the absurd, and hold power to account. Keep questioning, keep laughing, and keep watching, because the show, unfortunately, isn't over yet. Stay informed, stay critical, and stay with Zimwaves TV.